Hello, Breezy Bunch. Hello, hello. I guess I can't be as loud as I normally am because it's like 11:30 at night where I am. Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Hello, Firefly, and hello, Wicked Witch. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. So I think Carrie is going to come on in a little bit. I sent her the link, and I figured we could do kind of like a Shanny and Rev update because I honestly have no idea what's going on with them. And I figured we could talk about just the updates with Shanny and Rev. And also, you guys, I will be going on Carrie's channel on Wednesday. So we will be talking in more detail over there. Um, oh my gosh, I started this show, you guys, on Netflix. What is it called? Welcome to Eden. I didn't just start it. I don't know why I said that. I lied. I watched the first season a long time ago and then I forgot about it. And then I saw there was a second season, and I have been binging that show. It is so good. It's so intense and it's so graphic, and there's a lot of sex in it, like a lot. But it's such a good show, my gosh. Sarah, hello, good to see you. So yeah, I sent the link to Carrie. Hopefully she sees it any minute. She's going to be coming on. You know what? We can do an open panel for right now if anybody wants to come on and say hi, or I don't know if anybody wants to ask any questions. Otherwise, we could just kind of, hey, Val King, how are you? I just called you Val King. Val, how are you? Welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out with me. I have been live so much today. This is, I think, my third time. But I don't get days like this very often where I can go live a lot. So I figure I may as well live it up and take advantage of this and hang out with you guys. Oh, that's nice. I hope Kai is doing well. Anyways, so we'll wait for Carrie. Have you guys been keeping up with the Amberlynn Reed stuff? I guess, okay. The last time I actually watched her, she was raging over somebody sending her baked goods. Sleepy, but wanted to jump on for a few minutes. Oh, cool. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you get sleepy and you need to fall asleep, like, feel free. Feel free, and I hope you have the sweetest dreams. Okay, so the last time I saw Amberlynn Reed, she was raging about somebody sending her like expensive baked goods. And then was it yesterday or the day before I saw these comments floating around. Hey, Anna Maria, so good to see you. I saw these comments floating around that it was supposedly from the person who bought it saying like they were a college student or something, and her roommate pitched in to get Amberlynn Reed some like expensive goods that her family has used for generations because I guess they felt bad for her. Um, hello, hello. Hopefully Carrie comes on. Hopefully she didn't fall asleep. If she does, it's okay. We could still have her on another day, and I'll still be going on to hers on Wednesday. But anyway, so then Amberlynn Reed made these community posts, and I started reading them, and I was like, nope, we'll just talk about it on our channel. So she said, wait, I'm confused. The person who sent me Strawberry Hill is from France and has enjoyed this company for generations. Oh, Carrie's here. Okay, Carrie, hi. Oh my gosh. I was kind of worried you fell asleep in like a matter of minutes. Hello.
Hey, sorry.
Oh,
Am I
no,
late?
it's okay. It's okay. I know it's late for you. Um, good night. Don't go to sleep yet. I mean, welcome. I'm so thrown off. I haven't stayed up this late for a while, and I actually am
Yeah.
drinking a Starbucks Frappuccino Mini right now. So
Nice.
I'm trying to caffeinate and be ready for this.
I've got some coffee too.
You do. What kind are you drinking?
It's Dunkin' Donuts iced coffee
Ooh.
that you can buy in the jugs or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was reading that. Those are pretty good.
Mhm.
I have to be in the mood for coffee. Usually I could just do like a soda or something, but
Yeah.
um I'm definitely enjoying this one right now. Hey, cool gamer. Oh, so Sarah said a foreign exchange student who wanted to treat ALR. Yeah, so I saw that. Did you see any of that, Carrie?
No.
Okay, so Amberlynn Reed was sent like these expensive baked goods. They're expensive to me. I wouldn't typically spend $35 on like bread and stuff, but so somebody sent her that, and she was like raging and saying that, you know, people knew that she was starting a diet and they were trying to like sabotage her.
Yeah.
And then these screenshots came out that I guess it was like a college student, or Sarah said if we're an exchange student, and her roommate, they pitched in to like send it to her because she was being bullied so bad. So um, ALR is making all these community posts like trying to basically call the person out and saying they're lying and there's no way that they were doing it to be kind. So
Oh Lord.
it's a whole thing. Hey
Yeah.
Chase, good to see you. Hey Freddie. Okay, so Carrie,
Yes.
I would love, can you catch us up on like everything that's been happening with Shanny and Rev?
Yeah, well, what is the like latest thing that you have seen going on with them? Because there's been a lot that's went
Okay.
like did you so you know about her going supposedly going to the
I
hospital and
know
all that?
about that. I know Rev said that she was sent in a cab home.
Yes.
Um, I don't know how they've been doing since she's been back. I don't even know if they're uploading. Basically, the last thing that I've even talked about with them was when all those DMs came out, and you
Oh
know,
yeah, that was what happened. So that happened last week. You got some DMs, then I got some from some emails from Crash, and
oh,
I did you ever show those? I don't know if you showed those or not.
after I got the first round of DMs,
Yeah,
and I talked about it.
I think we talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah, so we did that, and then I couldn't verify it with the person, like, they weren't comfortable really showing anything, so, they
Yeah.
did send me more emails, but I didn't really look into it or cover it anymore because I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it they these were like emails between them and this guy named Crash, and
Mhm,
they were pretty bad. I mean, basically once he stopped giving them money, they got
mhm.
nasty with him, and like they were calling him F slur and
Wait,
like
so are these DMs with a whole other person, or did it come out that the slash or flash or whoever the person
this is a
was?
whole nother person.
Oh, wow, okay. Hey, Abby.
Yeah, that's what's kinda crazy, but,
Okay.
he did he some people did verify, like, his he got because I mean, he basically ended up his real name got put out there because of, the way that the screenshots where he was fine with that. I mean, he was basically trying to just be, like, really transparent, and, he's taken some heat before because, he's, like, gave them money and people, don't agree with that or like that.
Yeah.
He kind of feels like he doesn't like Shanny, but he kind of feels for Rev, I guess, and wants to try to get Rev out of that situation, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's a whole thing. And then I don't know if you heard about this, but
I'm scared. I'm scared.
the other day,
Mhm.
somebody that's in her very close little friend group, um, contacted me and told me, and I can't say who it is, so
Okay.
people can either believe it or not believe it. There's only time will tell, but
Mhm.
this person said that she told them that the uncle has given them till the June the 1st, and they have to be out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what are they gonna do? Have they talked about it at all? Do they seem worried or
No, no,
okay.
they haven't really. I mean, they haven't really talked about it publicly, but this is the other crazy thing. So then the other day during one of the streams um that I was doing, somebody a girl sent me a text message, or it was an Instagram message that was
Mhm.
supposedly from Shanny to her, and Shanny was saying that she was suicidal and all this kind of stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, you like I would call the police. Like I would not fuck around with that. Like if she's like she needs a wellness check done or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
because you cannot be making threats like that. And if it's true that she actually did go to the hospital the other day and she's threatening something like that again, I mean, that's serious. That needs to be
Yeah.
taken serious. And if it's not true, then she needs to be held accountable for making threats like that. I like
Yeah.
saying that, like that's so manipulative, like if it isn't true.
It's
But you have
scary.
to take it, serious, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
whether she's, I don't know, sincere with her threats or not, like, that doesn't matter. It's the fact that if she keeps making them, like, there's obviously something seriously wrong. like something really wrong. I don't know why she would keep getting like let go. Other than I guess they can only hold you for a certain amount of days at a time, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So did
So I don't know what they're gonna do as far as the moving out thing.
yeah.
I'm wondering if the thing was from this chick was true, and Shanny was saying that. Is she saying it because she got this news from the uncle? It's a whole, mess, because that's the other thing, is that how do we know they didn't know this before? And that's really, if she really did do that the other day, that might be what it was really about. Because
Yeah.
I don't think that it was really about me. I just don't believe that. I don't
I don't
believe it
believe it
was
was
about
about you
that.
either.
I think either they got in a fight, because
Mhm.
I think they fight a lot, and when they fight, like when the prostitute thing happened, they got in this huge fight. She made him shave his head and all that kind of stuff. Like that's the last time she's threatened to do something like that. That was over a fight with them.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
so it makes sense that if they got in another fight or something like that, that really might have been what actually triggered it. Because I'm just like, where is he when all this is taking place? Like,
Yeah.
if they're not in a fight, like, why is he not trying to, help her, like call 911? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Like that she watches a video, and I mean they're together 24/7. Like,
Yeah.
where was he? It just does, the story didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So then now the latest thing is another person now has contacted me, and I will admit, at first I was a little bit leery, uh,
Uh-huh.
because there's just a lot of people that come out of the woodwork about Shanny. Like,
Yeah.
she affects a lot. It
Yeah.
has to do with like a lot of people. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So you don't really know for sure. But then I was given some voice messages from her tonight,
Mhm.
and it was Rev. I was able to play them on my show a little while ago. I don't know if you were there.
I
Um,
don't think I heard that part, but if you guys wanna watch it, would you mind if we watch that part of your
yeah, you
stream?
can. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so if you guys want to, but so there was voice messages that you played? What happened?
So basically, this lady came across them, didn't know them that well. This was not that long ago. And it
Mhm.
was during when Shanny was saying she was having cancer and all this kind of stuff, and they were in such a hard way. And this lady felt bad for them. They made her think that they still had the kids, and like,
Oh, no.
and needed money for the kids and stuff. And this lady gave them $1,000 to help.
$1,000?
Yes, $1,000 to help them out, and then was going to give them $10,000 to write some screenplay or do something. I don't know. She basically was just going to help them out, and I thought, this can't be like true, right? Or this, like,
Wait, something just dawned on me.
what?
A month or 2 ago, someone wrote me out of the blue on Instagram. I can't remember their name, luckily, so don't worry if you're watching, like, I can't remember who you are right now. They wrote me how, like, they were,
It might be the same
she's a
person.
couple, like a young married couple, and she really feels bad for Shanny, and she was wondering if she should send her $10,000.
That might be the same person, because
Oh my gosh.
this was recent. And I
Uh,
thought, like I said, I was skeptical at first, because I'm like, $10,000, like, that's a lot of money. Like, is this for real? And then she sent me, we got a voice recording of the voice message that Rev left for her, where he
mhm.
literally asks for $10,000. And he says that's just what they need to start out with.
Are
Like,
you kidding me?
I am not kidding. I am not
That's just what they need to start
kidding.
out with. Oh my god.
That's a starting point. He's like, for us to be able to do what we need to do for our
Uh-huh.
lives, he's like, because we have to get a car and we have to get this, and like, so he's like already got this money spent. And it's just, I'm like, I cannot believe the entitlement, and like, and the fact though that, thank God this person did not do it.
I know. I'm
Like,
looking now through my
ugh.
I'm looking through now through my DMs. I would never I'm not gonna out the person, but I wanna remember what the heck and see if I could find it. But it was
She's
something along the lines of They were like a young Christian couple, something like that, and they really want to know if they should send $10,000. You can guess my answer.
Yeah.
But wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that there's going to be a lot more that's going to come out about it. I kind of just started talking to her behind the scenes about stuff, and so I'm not sure how much of her, like, she's been very open and transparent, but she's almost in a way been too open about certain things, and I'm like, be careful. You know what I mean? Like,
I
be careful about putting your personal,
Yeah, I just found the
information out
DM.
there.
I just found the DM. I can't read the whole thing.
Yeah, but
Um,
it is probably because she messaged me about it a long time ago, and I not a long time ago, but it's been a little
yeah.
while ago. There was just a lot going on. But she ended up talking to somebody else. That's who kind of came to me now with this and was like, "Look, this stuff that she's saying is checking out. Like, they actually, did a little bit of investigating into it before just believing, anything that was." And then when she started
Yeah.
producing these messages and stuff, it was like, it's clear she's telling the truth, and it's just like, wow, dude.
This is true. They sent $100 on Valentine's Day and helped them with mental health resources.
Yep.
Um,
Hmm.
how did these two people who don't deserve any help in the world manage to get
I
this?
don't know. I guess, like, I mean, they're just really good in at, like, for a short period of time. Like, it doesn't last that long, but that's kind of what their thing is, because they don't
Yeah.
really want it to last a long time. They just want to, like, get what they can get from you and move on. Like, friendship to them at this point is giving them money. Like,
Hmm.
they do not talk to people who don't give them money. They don't have friends that, like, don't get, like, that is what all of their communication and, like, socializing and the shit that they do, that is what they do. And it's
Wow.
really, like, it's sad. I don't think it's working.
Hmm.
I think that the uncle is fed up with it. I think that now that she's had to admit that she doesn't have cancer,
So she did admit
period.
to it. She did admit to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because I saw the fungus cream or something. Didn't she post that and say like that was her
Yep.
medication?
Yep, yep, and she basically,
Wow.
what she, has, and it's still in her breast, and she's gotta go back, I think, like, in July or something to have another mammogram, but she has a cyst, that's what it is.
Hmm.
So that's what they saw in there when she was freaking out and everything, but it's a cyst, it's not, they don't think it's cancerous, or else they wouldn't, leave it in there.
Yeah,
So it's literally nothing. I mean, she claimed she had cancer.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember her, Jason walking in and her going, "I'm so sorry. I'm so
Mhm.
sorry." Like the dramatics of it.
Yeah. They found something.
Yeah.
And it's all like, just, and it's like, was any of that real?
No,
I mean,
no.
is she just that good? I mean, I wonder too if he was in on it, because a lot of people think that he wasn't, and, like, she just was, like, lying to him and whatever. But I'm like, what? Like, I think he might be, like, because he can't be that blind and stupid, and you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
would
mean,
she really be fooling him that much? Because he really, like, he lays it on thick too when she's, crying, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, and they did this to my mom," and, but, because his
hmm,
mom, that's how his mom passed away, was from breast cancer.
that's so
So
sad.
Shanny keeps bringing it up, and it's like, people thought, well, think some people at least think, well, is he is it just manipulating him, and he thinks that she might have it, and that's kind of what she's playing off of, or
How
does
long ago is it now that he had wet brain? Because isn't it possible? Like, I know it takes a while to recover from all that. Like, I remember being in addiction, Carrie, and like being so drunk and not being able to think for myself. Somebody could have told me like a
oh
bunch
and
of crap,
he's
and I would have just gone along with it.
oh and he's still, like, I don't know, what is in Delta 8. I don't know if it's, like, more of a mental thing to them or what, but, like, and it's with nicotine too, because he smokes
Yeah.
cigarettes. I mean, if he can't get those cigarettes in the Delta 8, he is like, I mean, it is crazy. I'm like, I don't know what is in Delta 8 that can, because weed doesn't even do that. Like,
I
it's like they act like they are having actual, like, withdrawals. I'm like, what is in this
he
Delta 8?
Okay, well, it's synthetic weed, right? It's like synthetic. It's made in a lab, and it's not even like it's not as strong as THC. So that's why I get so confused why they're so like Delta 8. Like
It's weird.
I've used it. It does not get you high like weed does. Like it can, I guess, if you've never done anything like that before.
Yeah.
But it does help with pain. Like I will say that. But I wonder if like Shanny was smart enough to do her research and just throw out Delta 8 because it is used for pain. It is used for stuff like that. And I wonder if it's something much harder because
Right. A lot of people do think that. They
it
think
just,
that that's just what they call it. Well,
yeah,
and she's on other prescription medications as well.
right.
She's on Cymbalta and she's on gabapentin now.
Which is very addictive. People use that to
Yeah,
get, yeah.
to get a high, and I'm
Hmm.
sure, I don't know if you saw that stream too when she had ran out of the gabapentin.
Yeah.
I don't know if she was taking like what why did she run out of it? You're taking too much of it at one time sounds like, but um she literally was like, "Oh my god," looking out the window like,
Yes, I remember that.
and the
It's
lady,
on my medicine.
they
It's
bring
on
him to the
medicine. Oh,
door
praise
and
God.
she jumped up and ran and was like, and she's like, "My drugs are here." She was calling it my drugs. She's like, "My drugs, my drugs, my
Yeah.
drugs." And I was just like, dude, this is not a good look. Why are you streaming this right now? Like, no.
It was so weird.
And she acted immediate like right after she had them. It was obviously a mental thing because she immediately already felt better and she hadn't even taken it yet or anything.
Hmm.
And she was already like completely different personality, like had already switched. Just knowing, I guess, that it was there
Yeah.
was enough, you know. There's a lot of addict behavior that goes on with those two. And
But
I
yeah.
can say that because I have my own sobriety and
Hmm.
recovery, and you just know when you've been in situations like that, it's easier to, I think, just see that in other people. You know
It
what I mean?
is. And then when people lie about it and like because you've done it or you've seen it, it's so
Right.
annoying. It's so frustrating. It's like,
And that's the thing is like I'm not
yeah.
trying to be, like judge them, but you have
Yeah.
to like admit that you are doing some of this stuff. Like
Yeah.
they're not even willing to like open that type of discussion up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because he's never, even though he quit drinking or whatever, like they've never, they just have had each other through that. Like they have never, neither one of them really had that much like true therapy or like
Yeah.
anything dealing with any of this stuff. So he like all the reasons that he drank and stuff, I think are still there. Like losing his mom and stuff because he didn't
Yeah.
start drinking like I don't think as like a teenager. I mean, he was a little bit older before he started like doing stuff like that.
Which is so it's so dangerous because like I always say I wish I started drinking earlier than 21 because I really wonder if I would have got it out of my system and like I don't know. I kind of wonder if things would have been differently, but like later on, I feel like I started like dabbling and stuff way later than most people like my age did. So I feel like I was always making up for lost timing. It was so
Yeah,
weird. It's
I
so weird
started
how our heads tell
young.
us that.
I
Oh,
did
you
the
started young?
opposite. Yeah, I did the
Yeah.
opposite. I started young and then by the time that I had my son when I was 23, I had pretty much put away most of my wilder days. I would still
Hmm.
drink every once in a while and stuff. Like I still drank, but I wasn't like I don't know. I just wasn't like I was back before I had a kid.
Like out of control.
Right.
Yeah.
But I still feel like it would get out of control in its own way. It was still causing problems and like fights between me and Michael and stuff like it was still had, a bad effect on my life or whatever. But yeah, when
Yeah.
Jackson was 5, that's when he was 5 is when I got sober from alcohol for good. So,
Really? That's amazing.
mhm.
So how long do you have sober now?
I think it's 12 years
Wow.
since July 17th, 2011.
That's amazing, Carrie.
So, I did take anxiety medication for a long
Yeah.
time, and I don't take that anymore either. That was like a really like hard thing to come off of as well.
I bet,
That
yeah.
was actually probably hard in a lot of ways harder than alcohol was for me because I wasn't that like physically dependent on the alcohol,
On
but
alcohol, yeah.
yeah, but like having panic attacks and stuff, and like, but you when you're used to taking medication when that happens, and then you don't, you're not taking that, it's like, yeah, it gets a little, it can get crazy. It took a
Yeah.
while to like really like not have like just horrible panic attacks, but
It's an
I
adjustment.
finally got through it. Yeah, I still have them every once in a while. Like they're
Yeah.
not thankfully they don't get that bad. I kind of know what to do like when they happen too. Like I have the little what like a ritual kind of thing that I'm like when
Yeah.
I feel it happening. So if I just
Yeah.
go and like lay down on my stomach and like breathe and like I can get it to not like get to a point where I'm feeling like I'm like gonna pass out or that I need to go to the emergency room or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm able to kind of like
Yeah.
calm myself down a little bit and ride it out for a little while and it goes down. It just kind of like comes in waves, you know what I mean?
I
And
need
you
to
just have
take
to ride
notes.
it out.
I need to take notes on from you on how to like calm yourself, because I think, like I basically went off, I talked to my doctors. It was a joint decision. I went off basically all my medications except for one, which is for sleep and depression, because I can't not take
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it's an adjustment. Like sometimes I'll get anxiety out of nowhere still. It doesn't happen very often anymore,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'll get that kind where it happens, and then I convince myself I'm having a heart attack. Like, when you get that
Yeah.
racing feeling, like
Mhm.
I panic even more. Like
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
it's
That's the
it's the
thing.
worst feeling,
Yes.
but I
That's the
can't
thing.
take anything for it. So,
Right. And then once you've like had them before, you know how bad they can get. So you're just like, when you feel something starting, you're like, oh my God, here we go. Like, this is going to be terrible.
mhm.
And you just start that spiral of kind of like, oh, then you're worried. Then I start, things thinking the same thing. Like, this can't be normal. Something has to really be wrong with me because
Yes, that's
I
what I
feel
do.
I feel this bad. Like, this cannot be
Mhm.
normal. But it's like your mind is just but it is a physical thing, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
it's you're triggering that fight or flight response. Your body is doing that.
Yeah.
That's one thing too that like my doctor told me that kind of makes sense. It's not the easiest thing to do when you're going through it, but like
Mhm.
if you start feeling that fight or flight sense coming on out of nowhere, he told me to just get up and like get somewhere and start doing like some exercises, like even if you're like running in place, like it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be anything whatever. He said, but like get your heart rate to go up that way for a few minutes and then slow it down and stop, and when you do, your heart rate will naturally go down.
Really?
Yeah. So and it does kind of work because it's like it tricks your brain because you don't
Yeah.
instead
I'm
of
gonna
like
try
sitting there
that.
and yeah, instead of sitting there and fighting it and then that feeling just keeps building, it's kind of like if you just get up and like do something and get your heart rate kind of going up and then you like okay go down and then it starts to it does kind of work, but it's hard to do sometimes because when you're feeling that way you feel like crap. Like if you feel like you're going to pass out, the
It's
last thing
the
you really want to
worst.
do is start like jogging or something like that. But
Yeah, I will try it. I will try it, because anything beats just sitting there waiting to die, and you don't end up dying. But when you're
mm-mm,
in that moment of anxiety,
it's
for me,
it
like
is
I
just
sit there for
terrible.
moments and I'm just like, this is it. This is my goodbye. And I somehow make it through every time. But,
Yeah, but your
but I'll
brain,
try the
yeah.
running. I'll try walking. I'm going to do something other than sit in it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's the fighting it does, like, because I used to, like, really, really try to fight it. Because I used to go to the emergency room a lot for him, like, my heart rate would go, like, really actually pretty high,
yeah.
and, I was having, like, issues with my potassium and magnesium levels and stuff, and it was making my heart rate go all like, it was weird. I had some weird stuff going on, but, like, I got everything checked out, like, I don't have heart issues or
Oh,
anything
good.
like that.
Okay.
I just naturally kinda have a higher heart rate. I take medication for it now, but, back before when I wasn't taking medication for it and I was just thinking it was just, like, really like, so I would have these panic attacks, but my heart rate would go really, really high to where you're like, "Well, that's not normal."
Yeah.
So, I would go to the emergency room and go through this whole thing every time, and they would know basically it was, an anxiety attack, or that's what they would tell me, but I was always I didn't I'm like, "It can't be just anxiety. It
Yeah,
just
because it
can't be."
doesn't feel like it at the time, but luckily,
Mhm.
like you said, you checked out and everything, and I don't
Yeah,
know,
that's
I'm
all you can do.
definitely, um
Once you know that everything's been
oh,
checked out, you can kinda, like, I know that at least now, so I'm like, "There's nothing wrong with my
yeah,
heart."
there's nothing wrong, I will survive it, I will make
Mhm.
it through. I
Still hard,
know
but
I wanted to take some questions and comments from the chat because, by the way,
Yeah.
everybody's been saying hi to you, Carrie, and saying like positive
Hi.
things.
Oh, I've been trying to read the chat, but I sometimes it throws me off. So I'm like trying to pay attention to talking to you at the same time. It's weird being on like when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous to go on Wednesday. Like, I know it's gonna be fine. Like, I love your chat, your husband. Like, you guys are the nicest people. It just feels like family over there.
Aw.
But I'm not used to being like on like the guest, like you are right now. So I'm like
Yeah.
nervous. Like, hopefully, I'll be able to sign on into it.
Yeah. I think that you will. I think it'll be fine. I
Soren
think we'll have
said,
a good time.
I think so too. And so it'll probably have to be later at night if that's okay.
That's fun. Yeah,
Um,
I've done streams at all hours of the night and
okay,
morning and day.
perfect.
Yeah, I have a crazy sleep schedule sometimes. Like it'll just be out of whack. So if I'm like up at 3 o'clock in the morning or something and I can't
Yeah,
go back to sleep and I wake up, like sometimes I'll get on and like do like these insomnia stream. I haven't done one in a while.
yeah.
Shanny and all her craziness keeps me kind of busy half the time, but kind of like how you're like that with Foodie Beauty.
Yeah, I took a little like I needed like I think it's been like 10 days. I think the past 10 days I've tried to not like I don't know, cover everything foodie and
Yeah.
I needed like a little reset in my life.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
feel like
I feel you.
I'll go months covering everything foodie does and somehow I manage to make it work and then I'll need like a couple days because I'll
Yeah,
suddenly like get just I don't know,
it
burnt out is the right
yeah,
word,
it
but
gets to be a lot, yeah.
I think so because I think and I love covering food. Well, sometimes I don't love covering foodie, but you know what I mean. I like the community. I like our side of YouTube over here. But I
Mhm.
think sometimes when she's like talking about my child a lot or dragging my
Ugh,
addiction a lot, I start to get
yeah.
very angry, and I don't
Mhm.
like that. I don't like feeling so negative. So I'll kind of need to do something like not cover as much as she's doing and just do shorts for a bit on her, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I
but I
don't
will
I handle the Shanny stuff like that, her saying stuff that it doesn't bother me that much, but
yeah,
I won't lie, like, there's been a lot of, like, kind of there's been just some other people in the community and stuff that have not been the kindest, you know what I mean?
yeah,
So that kinda sucks, but, you're not everyone's gonna like you, it's just not gonna
true.
happen, so
Yeah. I think, you know, there's a lot of people that don't like me on here, and it doesn't like that doesn't bother me.
yeah.
Um, I really don't value like the opinions of most people. I think I'm very sensitive about my daughter. Like when people bring it up, I think it's just
Oh,
normal
yeah.
as a mom thing, right? But I think
Mhm.
because I've been through like hell and back,
Yeah.
literal hell and back to reunite my family and keep it this way, I think you know, and she had some like health stuff and like luckily she's doing better now on medication and stuff, but like I think it just like was hitting me like more personally
Yeah.
than it would have typically.
Yeah.
Um
Mhm.
I don't know how else to describe
Somebody
it.
bringing up yeah, when your kid gets brought into it, that's where it kind of
Yeah, it's
definitely crosses a line that I feel like is, not appropriate.
yeah, yeah. You have to consider the source. Exactly, Sarah. That's why, like, for the most part, it doesn't bother me. I think, though, if I feel like it's starting to a lot, maybe it's good that I do take a little break and a refresher because I don't want to be miserable like Foodie. I don't want to be miserable and bitter and take unnecessary low blows at her. Like, I don't want to become like her. So,
Yeah,
um, I don't know if that makes sense. I don't ever want to be like that evil or mean.
right. You
Yeah.
always you always seem to try to take the high road.
I try. Sometimes it doesn't work out, but for
I
the
feel
most
you.
part,
I feel you.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's yeah.
I try to too, but it is hard sometimes, especially when you're dealing with people that are willing to go low.
Yeah. Carrie, I want to say too, like anybody who is being mean to you, like I know it's you too, but like people who are blaming you for like the Shanny stuff when we didn't even know if it was true, real, what happened, I think that was really awful. And I
Yeah.
think that you took a lot of unnecessary blame. Like you shouldn't have had to deal with that.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I'm
it did. It
sorry.
was a weird feeling because it was just like, wow, I never thought I would be accused of something that serious, like,
Yeah.
and because, like, I lost my uncle to suicide, so, like, it's I take it very seriously, like, I know, what I meant there it's just like they're gaslighting me and telling me what I said, what I really meant by it, you know what I mean? When I'm telling you, like, "This is the context, this is what I meant."
Yeah.
If I had said it like that, I would admit that. I would be
Yeah.
honest about that, like, what I said still wasn't that nice either,
Right.
like, I admit that, but that's not what I was saying,
That's not
so
what you said. Yeah.
and
It's
for whatever reason, that little, clip that those people made is what got sent to Shanny, and that's what then I feel like either she ran with or whatever to say,
mhm.
"Oh, well, it was because of me," because it was actually from something I had said, like, 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even anything that, like, I mean, it was months and months ago, like, where did this come from? It was just
Yeah. They knew
it
what they
was
were
weird.
doing.
Yeah, it was, I think that's the thing is they're, trying to create content, you know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so I've told myself and I know that you know how that is too. It's like you
Yeah.
just have to be able to try to have a thick skin and like ignore it if you can. That's what I try to do, but
Mhm.
it does
It's
get hard at times.
it's so hard to ignore, but like honestly, it's the best advice and I really wish I did more of it. I really wish.
I
I
know.
really
I need to too. I
because
need
they
to
always say
too.
don't feed the trolls, right? Because they're trying to get this response and if you don't give it to
Yes.
them, they're stuck just still trying and trying and trying and exerting their own energy, wearing themselves out.
Oh yeah.
So when you don't give them that response, like eventually they get bored of themselves and they move on. But
Oh yeah.
the
And I mean,
second you give them an
they
ounce,
really do. Like I've had a couple of people that have like come around and they go hard for a little while like trying to mess with you and then if you don't react, they just kind of disappear.
mm-hmm.
So, or at least so far in my experiences, that's the way it's worked for me. So,
Yeah,
that's what I try to do. Plus I just don't want to give them the satisfaction of thinking that any of it gets to me or bothers me, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Because then they are winning. That's what they want to do.
yeah. The second we respond to hate, that person won. So it's like, I'm going to try to be better like you because you handle everything with such class and
Aw,
grace. And
no. You're being too sweet.
no, you
I think
handle
that
things
you're
very
like that
well.
too. I think that you're like that as well.
I
That's
have
one
my
thing I've
moments.
always admired about you
Thank you.
from the
Um,
get-go.
Hyde is going to sleep. Sweet dreams, Hyde. Okay, Carrie, everybody's sending you like so much support right now. Hold on, I'm going to look up at the comments.
Aw,
I've been
thank you
trying to
guys.
highlight them, but
Yeah, thank you, Sarah.
Lauren
I'm
said you
reading them.
killed a dinosaur.
What?
Excuse me?
Oh my god.
Which
He
dinosaur?
that's I see it's kind of an inside joke. I won't
It's cute.
somebody else in the community goes by
Okay.
a dinosaur. Yeah.
Um,
That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say
no, it was cute. Soren said, it's a light stream tonight. Please hit the like. Please hit the thumbs up, you guys. Thank you. Even though Carrie killed the dinosaurs. What
I'm
a
the
shame.
dinosaur slayer.
It, it's me, A said, F them, Carrie. You should add Dinosaur Slayer to your name. Okay, so it's me said, F them, Carrie. Regardless, your mental health is important. Too important to have internet trolls mess it up.
Aw, thank
Very
you.
true. And
That is very
Sarah,
true.
Sarah said, Carrie, you do an amazing job of letting the jabs roll off your back. You don't have a mean bone in your body.
Aw,
Hmm.
thank you, Sarah.
You guys are so nice. I love
They
this.
are. They
They
really
are.
are.
Do you guys have any questions for Carrie
Yes.
about like the Shanny and Rev or I guess about like anything like we talk recovery
Yeah.
in here anything that Carrie feels comfortable answering I'll answer anything I'm comfortable with and if you guys like this stream right now please check out Carrie's channel if one of the mods can drop the channel in the comment section and I'm going to be coming on Wednesday and we're going to be
Yes.
reacting to Shanny and Rev. I know you're going to show me some videos I haven't
Yeah.
seen,
Mhm.
so if you
I'm
guys
gonna give you the, rundown on how all of this my experience with her had started because, there's a little story and then there's quite a few videos that she's made about me that I don't think that you've seen, so
mhm.
I think that
I've
you'll,
missed a lot.
they're pretty entertaining, so
Yeah,
I've been
I
saving them for that. to
I
show
want
you.
I can't wait. I want to learn like everything. Like I want to learn everything as much as you can teach me. Please, we have to watch some of the karaoke's. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I will
That
torture you with those as well. I love those. Some people really, really hate that I do that. But I actually started archiving those and doing that before I even started doing live streams. Like, it was
uh
not long before, but yeah, because I was just like, oh my gosh, all of them. I can't believe that they think that they do so good. Like,
who told them that they can sing? I'm not even trying to be mean.
well, Shanny claims that she has been classically trained.
In a bar? Like where?
I don't. It's just one of the many things that she said that I'm like, I have seen. But she also claimed that she was a model for a while, and her parents did say something about that in one of their little videos that they made talking about her. So I'm like, hey,
Okay, but
have you ever seen the picture of her in high school?
I haven't, but okay, I want to see it. But the word model is like a very broad term. Like the
Yes, that's
people
true.
who like model herpes medicine, like they're models. So like
Right. Yeah. Well, when
there's
you come on, I will make sure to have that picture for
okay, I
you
can't wait.
and show you because you'll actually be surprised because I mean, she looked completely different. You would,
Really? Was she
yeah,
pretty? Like was she
yeah.
actually pretty?
She was, and she was very
Wow.
thin. I thought for whatever reason, I just assumed that she was probably like big her whole life, because
Yeah, that's what I thought.
she's a big girl. But she wasn't always that big, so it's
Oh
kind
wait,
of interesting.
it's me has a question.
Okay.
What's your biggest turn off for a new friendship? Like biggest red flag with being YouTubers?
Oh
Oh, I have a
gosh.
lot of them.
Um, probably that you'll get people that will immediately want to tell you about everybody that hates you.
Oh yeah.
Um, sending you stuff, showing you, and sometimes they're doing it not to be, you know, mean, but it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's a red flag because they're probably going to be kind of about the drama.
Yeah.
So that would be my answer to that.
Sometimes I appreciate that. Like there's times where I
Yeah,
appreciate knowing,
that's
but there's
true.
times I've noticed there's certain people who like won't talk to me at all, like and I won't hear from them at all. And they'll just contact me to send me like, "Did you
Mhm.
see what so?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, hello to you too. How
Right.
have you been?" But
Or they only seem to talk about that kind of thing
yeah.
instead of any of the other stuff. It's always, have you seen what this horrible thing this person said about you or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like, I haven't, and actually, I don't want to. Thank
Yeah,
you.
seriously. And I
But
think
I get what you mean too. Sometimes it is good to know who's talking, especially if
yeah.
if it's somebody that you think that you can trust. You don't want.
Yeah.
So
I think if it's important, it's a good thing, but, like, if it's just anytime somebody talks about you, it could become a lot, like,
yeah, yeah.
um, I think my biggest red flag for new friendships, it's I get them right away, like, if somebody tries to start bossing me around or telling me what I need to do, like, not advice or not constructive criticism, I'm talking about people who, like, I've talked to a few times, and they'll be like, "You can't go live tomorrow because of this," or, "You shouldn't vlog like that," or, "Do you know you sound stupid when you" like, I can't do friendships like that.
Yeah. No.
So that's, like, red flags to me when people start
Yeah.
bossing me around because, like, I'm a
Yeah.
forty-year-old woman, I'm not a little girl that needs I'm okay.
Mm-mm. No. Yeah. I would agree with that one too.
Um, let's see. Oh, it's me has another question. Sorry if I missed anybody. Oh, Sarah said, I only watch you and Carrie and occasionally Zachary Michael. Awesome. Thank you for
Oh,
watching
thanks,
us.
Sarah. Yeah. Appreciate that.
Silent said, Shanny is classically trained. How dare you just breeze in today? Oh my gosh. She's going to come on. Where's your classical train? Like she's going to pull a foodie beauty. Where did you classically train?
Oh my
I don't
god, nothing would surprise me.
I wasn't classically trained. My mom, I think, felt bad for me when I was a kid because like I really wanted to be a singer, but like I can't sing. So like she would like pay for me to take singing lessons to see if like my voice changed, and it never did. So I'm not classically
Aw,
trained, but a lot of people sure
but you
tried to
did
help me.
but you did have a little bit of training.
I mean, I guess if you count that, like I think they just played the piano and we sang Mary Poppins songs. I remember
Yeah.
singing Let's Go Fly a Kite like over and over and over again.
Oh gosh,
But
that's
my
hilarious.
voice never got better, like not even once. Um, okay, so it's me said, do y'all both have kids? If so, what is your biggest struggle with raising babies? These are really good questions. If you could switch baby daddies, would you?
Oh Lord, that's actually an interesting question.
Oh.
Do you wanna go first?
I do have a child. I have one daughter. Um, what is my biggest struggle with raising babies? Okay, so she's 10. I think the biggest struggle right now is oh gosh, how do I word this without like I have to be careful. Okay, so she is very much like me as far as like a little attitude and the sassiness and
Mhm.
she's been through a lot. So she's 10, but she's also a very old soul. And so sometimes I struggle with like I feel like she's maturing a little bit faster than I'd like her to. I feel like I get annoyed with her rolling of the eyes and the sassiness, but I have to remember like I was once 10 too. Um, so I think I'm just struggling. Maybe I'm just struggling with her getting older. Maybe it's my struggle.
Mhm.
Maybe it's my personal
Mhm.
thing. Um, but a lot of times too, I struggle with this is very, very personal, but I feel like sharing this. I feel like sometimes I don't have a voice or a say because of
Yeah.
what I've put her through. And I feel like in my family, because everybody's helped raise her, she's never been alone. Everybody's played a part. And I feel like sometimes the mom, like my opinion or my voice gets drowned out with everybody else's opinions on what should be happening, or
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. I forgot what the last part of the question was.
If you could switch baby daddies, would you?
Oh gosh. It depends on the day. So, in all honesty, no, I wouldn't because she's the most perfect blessing that could have ever happened in my life.
Yeah.
And if I things happen differently, I wouldn't have her. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, sometimes do I think like, oh, what the heck was I thinking? Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, I picked the best one. Like, look at my daughter. I think it
Right.
just depends on my mood.
Right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I would say that my son he's 17, so he's like grown pretty much at this point. I mean, he's all grown up, and I
Yeah.
would say that is definitely been the biggest struggle, like, with raising babies, like, it was not hard at all, like,
Yeah.
it's it's so hard when they start to grow up, though, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, that is what I'm struggling with, because like, he's gonna be moving out and being on his own, and what am I gonna do? I'm gonna be a nervous wreck all the time, like, it's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy, but you have to, you can't I homeschool him and stuff too, so he's pretty sheltered. Um,
Yeah.
but there comes a point where it's like you can only shelter them so much. Like they're gonna have to get out there in the world, and they're probably gonna like get hurt, get their heart, but like it's just gonna happen. Things like that. Like it sucks, but like
Doesn't it's so scary
oh,
thinking of that,
it
like,
is. It really is scary, but it's that's life.
yeah. I wish we could protect them forever from that.
I
I really wish.
know.
I think of some of like my worst heartaches. I'm like, I would not wish that upon her, but hopefully she makes better decisions and choices than I know she will. So,
Yeah.
um, he's 17. So is he driving and everything? Do you get nervous with that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't do a lot of driving, but he does drive. But he's yeah, I mean, he's very chill. Like I'm lucky in that sense. Like nothing like I was. Like I was wild at that age.
Yeah.
So he can't even like relate. But it's he has a completely different life than I had too. Like my dad was never in the picture.
Mhm.
Um, and my mom worked all the time. Like, I spent a lot of time alone, like
Yeah.
raising myself. When you have all that free time, he's literally never alone. I'm always home because I'm a stay at home mom.
Yeah.
And he's had, both but that's the funny thing about the question, too, saying if I could switch baby daddies. Well,
Yeah.
actually, Jackson is not biologically Michael's son.
Oh, okay.
So
You did?
yeah, I got pregnant. Me and Michael actually
Yeah.
know each other. Like, we dated in high school for the first time.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, we were for like a summer, and he joined the Marines. I was 16, he was 18. And I just could not do the long distance relationship stuff, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, at that
Yeah.
age. And so we, didn't see each other for a long time. He was in the Marines. He had moved away for 7 years. I didn't talk to him or anything like that. And then um I got pregnant with, and the guy that I have the kid with, he wasn't really, I did it by myself basically.
Wow.
And yeah, and it was just me and Jackson till he was 6 months old, and I reconnected with Michael
Mhm.
and invited him to come over to my apartment where I lived, and that was it. We've never been apart since. So he's been, in Jackson's life since Jackson was 6 months old.
That's beautiful.
And so that's his dad, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that is his kid. But so I would say, it's like part of me is like, well, would I, like you said, would you switch it? But I really wouldn't, because like you said, he is exactly the person that he's meant
Yeah.
to be. And it doesn't really matter that, you know what I mean? Because your parent is who's there for you, and
Yeah.
who raises you and loves you and takes care of you and all those things. So you can't, you know, I don't know. People will say blood's thicker than water or whatever, but I don't believe that.
I think that your son is very lucky to have Michael. I don't know how many people know this. My dad, that I call my dad, he's my stepdad. He's been in my life since I was like 2, and he's the person that I remember being there for every school recital, my first dates, going to prom, everything. And he's probably one of the most like important people in my life, and he will be forever. So like
Yeah.
your son and Michael are gonna have like the best relationship forever, and that's so
Yeah.
awesome. Like
Yeah. I
you have a
feel really
beautiful
lucky for
family.
that. I feel really lucky to have him, and to
Yeah.
have both of them, you know what I mean? Because they are just like, I'm just surrounded by these boys. I never would have thought, even Noah, my dog, is a boy,
Mhm.
but I never would have pictured, being a mom of a boy. It's just different because I grew
Yeah.
with my mom. My dad wasn't there, so I'd never had like a dad or like a male figure in the house. I was an only child, so it was literally just me and my mom, and
Yeah.
and just strictly women and female energy, and completely, it's way different, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
it's, what was meant to be. Like, I can't picture it being any different now.
Yeah. Everything lined up perfectly.
It
It's how it's supposed
does.
to be, and it's beautiful.
It does. It works out like it's meant to be. So if you're in a situation where you think that, like, nothing like that, like, I never would have thought that I was gonna, like, get back together with Michael, like,
No.
when I was pregnant and going through that with the biological father. Like, I of course thought that was like a bad thing, and it was difficult, and I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought I was just gonna be a single mom raising a kid, and but you just don't know, like, what's gonna happen, and everything ends up, falling into place like it's meant to be. And so you just have to be patient, kind of, sometimes.
I feel like you're, like, preaching to me right now, like, I needed to hear this.
Am I getting too I don't want to get too, like,
No, it's
be
okay.
too corny or anything.
No, I feel like, oh my gosh, like, everything aligned perfectly for you to come on. I feel like a lot of people needed to hear what you had to say, and especially, like,
Aw.
the last part where you said if things aren't working out or you think I, really thought me and my baby daddy were gonna happen and be a thing, and, I just it's not I just can't. It's not what I
Really?
thought it was gonna be, and I
Yeah.
think I should have learned maybe the first time.
Well,
And so I had this moment, I had this moment where I was like, is the right thing to do to just like force things and try to make things work because we have a child and you always
Mhm.
wanted your family reunited? But like, no, like,
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I want her to see two people happy, and we work good as friends, and we work well as, I guess, like hookups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're
Right.
adults, whatever. But like
Right.
anything more than that, it doesn't
Doesn't work. Yeah.
work. It just
Mm-mm.
doesn't. And I was kind of sad. I'm like, I'm 40, and like, oh gosh, it even crossed my head. I'm like, people are gonna drag me once they find out, things didn't work. But like, I
Aw,
don't care. Like, if I'm alone
no.
forever and I'm happy, like, I can't ask for much more than that, like,
Right. Right. And you gotta be, honest with yourself and who cares? Like
Yeah,
people are gonna have something to say no
yeah,
matter what anyway. That's the beginning and end of it. There's just people are gonna there's gonna be some people that are gonna be dicks no matter
oh,
what
yeah. I
Um
think though,
at the
like,
end of the day, that's why it's like important that you do what you
yeah,
know is best for you, you know what I mean? And it might get, it's annoying and it like hurts your feelings when people
yeah.
are jerks about stuff, but at the end of the day, you know your worth and
I think
yeah.
for everybody that's in a relationship, like, that's amazing, and I'm happy for you, but I don't think that, like, all your value relies on if you're in a
No.
relationship or not,
No.
I feel like, okay, maybe I'm good in a partnership, but I'm
Mhm.
better off alone right now, like,
Yeah.
I
Well,
love myself to know that?
my mom never got like remarried and she's always like kind of, I mean, she's dated people and stuff, but she's never gotten like married again. She lives by herself now and
Yeah.
she's like involved. She plays pickleball with people and does stuff around her little neighborhood and whatever, like has her little outings and things that she does, but she's always like been alone, but she's happy. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't like she just is like, I don't think I was, meant to have that kind of um, you know, life or relationship, whatever, and that's okay. Like I'm still happy, with my life the way that it
Yeah.
is, and you can have a fulfilling life without necessarily having to be in a relationship. You know what I mean?
It's so weird though, like, I don't know why this is, but I'm looking back as you're talking, I'm looking back on my life. I've always been happier single and always miserable in a relationship. I don't know why. I
Really,
don't know why.
they
Maybe
can be
I'm meant to
well
be like,
stressful.
it
Relationships are
is.
stressful. You got to
It's
put up with people's shit, and
yes.
nobody's perfect, so they're all gonna have some parts that are gonna be frustrating at times, like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's a lot of work. I will say that. Like me and Michael have been together for 17 years now,
Yeah.
and we had some like when we were younger, and especially when I was still drinking in those days.
Yeah.
He's not a big drinker, and he doesn't drink at all now that I don't drink. But back when I would drink and stuff, I mean, oh, it's embarrassing even thinking about it because I know I was just like a mess,
Mhm.
starting fights, over the dumbest things, being buzzed or whatever. And so, but it's like weird over time. You just kind of learn, like, I don't know, it's not worth it, like fighting and all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it's weird. Over time, you just kind of like you learn it's not like I know I'm not going anywhere. So like having
Yeah.
a big knockdown
Yeah.
drag out only like really like it's just if you can, you just like take 10 minutes, go away for a minute and like you need your alone time. Like I have to have my alone time too, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or else it does get to be too much, you know what I mean?
See,
People.
and I'm one of those people who I need personal space
Mhm.
and alone time. And for
Mhm.
some reason, I feel like I keep finding people that don't respect that. And
Really?
so maybe I
Yeah.
need to find someone that's on my level. Like, I can never be one of those couples that, like,
Some
oh my
people
gosh,
are
like
super
my parents, for
clingy.
example, they're freaking adorable. They do everything together. Like, I don't know how they do it, but like, I don't know. They go to concerts together. They still do date nights all the time.
Aw.
My stepdad doesn't like to go shopping by himself. He wants to go with my mom. Like, it's
Yeah.
funny things, and like she'll get annoyed, like, I don't want to go out. Why can't I just sit at home? He's like, because it's better with you. They make me
Aw.
absolutely sick because it's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I'm very much if I don't see a person for like if we don't go for a date for a week, like I'm okay with that. I
Yeah.
don't know why that is, but
Yeah. Yeah. That's I think another thing too at times. It's like people when some people are like they take it personal if like the person does not want to be like just up their butt
yeah.
every, you know what I mean? Um, and I think that's not healthy, but I think that over time too, it's like now I mean you start to value that alone time, and you don't. It's not like a slight to the other person. It's
Yeah.
just you need to take time to do the things that you like, and each person you're an individual, even though you're married or in a relationship.
Mhm.
Um, you got to have your own things.
Definitely. It's important to have your own things, your own hobbies, everything. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's see. I'm going to read the chat and see if anybody has any more questions.
yeah,
I think I am going to go to bed soon, you guys.
yeah.
I think so. But I'm really excited for Wednesday.
Me too. Me too. I think
Um,
you're gonna. And well, it's entertaining. That's all I'll say. I won't give away too much,
I'm
but
so scared.
I'm
I'm
gonna.
scared, but I'm excited at the same time.
Oh God! And there's some stuff I can add to it too, because I've done a stream before about my experience with her, but
Mhm.
I haven't done one. It's one that I did, months ago, and there's been a lot of stuff that's happened since then. So, um, we'll probably be adding to the list of things that we go over.
Okay, that sounds good to me.
It'll be
Let
fun.
me hold on. I am gonna
And so
go.
it will be around the same time, right? That's
I
when.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
I
I
just
think
wanted to
so.
make sure that way everybody knows ahead of time, and
Yeah,
that's gonna be on Wednesday.
if around the same time, around, do you want to say like 11:30?
Yeah, we can do
Okay,
that.
then let's just plan it right now. Hold on, let me put it in my phone. Because I know during the day and the early evening, they're going to be working on the counters in the kitchen.
Okay.
And they said it would be like 8 to 10 hours. I'd do it sooner. But
No,
too, I
there's
know
no rush.
it's going to be, yeah, they're going to be in the kitchen all day. So I won't be able to really do anything until they
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah.
Um, that sounded so rude. They're helping me out. Like, I didn't mean to be like, until they leave.
No, it didn't. I knew it wasn't rude.
Okay, I realized how like snooty I
No,
sounded. Oh my gosh.
you weren't. You didn't sound
Okay,
bad.
so 11:30, well, it's 11:30 my time. So what time, and I'm on the
That's
I'm not on the East Coast. I need to go to bed. I'm on the West Coast.
I'm Central Time, so I'm 2 hours ahead of you, so it'll be 1:30 my time.
Okay. Okay, so 11:30 p.m. West Coast, not East Coast.
Not East Coast.
Not East. I've never even been to the East Coast. I don't know why that just
Really?
yes.
Never. Oh, you got it. Well,
No, and what's weird,
it's definitely different than the West Coast.
well, that's what I like most of my family, so like my grandparents and a lot of our family came from the East Coast, Fall River, Massachusetts. And so my whole life I've always heard how beautiful it is back east, and I've always wanted to go. It's just, if you guys know me, I have a whole plane issue thing. So I mean, one day
Oh,
maybe I'll road trip or something and be able to go.
yeah, that would be
Um,
exciting to do a road trip all the way across.
yeah, because I definitely, there's a Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast in Massachusetts
Ooh.
I really want to go to. I don't know if I've said this before. I think so. So my grandpa's brother-in-law's cousin, I know it sounds like a long thing. His
Mhm.
cousin was Lizzie Borden, and it's always been like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So it's always been like a thing in the family, like, did she really do it? And blah, blah, blah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And my grandpa always had mixed feelings on it. Like people always have like, she did it, she didn't, whatever. My grandpa always had mixed feelings. So I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That's
Yeah.
wild. That would be cool.
I know. I think it would be
I like
cool to
stuff
go
like
there.
that.
I
Yeah,
do
I like
too. I do too. It's not blood related, by the way. My grandparents, both of
okay.
my parents are adopted. So like
Oh,
both of my,
wow.
yeah, it's wild. My family history is absolutely wild.
I bet.
Um, a scammy tries to sue us.
Uh,
Shani's
what?
gonna sue us?
Who?
Well, good luck with that.
With what? Yeah, with what money?
How is she going to get a lawyer? I guess with that
Right.
$10,000 or 1,000 or
Oh
I don't know.
God.
I
She's a
would
little.
love to see that. I don't think she would stay sober enough to be, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I don't think that they would stay clean or sober long enough to be able to pull that together.
I'll
Um,
have to play one of the other little videos when you come on. It's one that I play on the channel a lot, but it's really funny because she does this whole little like singing thing talking about how she's gonna sue the cops
oh
and
my gosh.
everybody, that they're gonna be rich and everybody else is gonna be broke, and
Uh-huh.
it's hilarious because it's like it cuts to then when they get like do the eviction thing where they got evicted out of the house, and
Mm-hmm.
like it all went downhill pretty quickly.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah.
I am pretty confident if Shanny, let's say a lawyer said, I will take your case for $38, would never happen. I guarantee she would rather buy Delta 8, if that's
Yep. Hmm.
than put money towards a lawyer. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
She's
Exactly.
she's Shanny. All right, you guys, I am off to bed. Carrie, this has been
Yeah. Thank
such
you for
an
having me
amazing
on.
experience. No, thank you. I really hope we can do this more often.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down.
And thank you everybody so much for hanging out with us. I know it's late and people are probably
Yeah, but
no
it's
attorney
worth
is
it.
it is worth it. Cindy said no attorney is going to work with Shanny. Not a chance, LMAO. I work at a law office and there are some people who wander in and I'll take their info and be nice, but it doesn't make it to the lawyer. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
there's not
That sounds
not a
about
chance
right.
in hell. Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, have a great day, great evening wherever you are. If it's 12:40 a.m. where you are, go to sleep because I am too. Carrie, I
Yeah.
will DM you tomorrow and we'll talk more about
Yeah,
Wednesday. And I can't
definitely.
wait. All
Me
right, you guys.
too.
See you
Bye,
soon.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye, you
everybody.
guys.
Good night.
Bye.